What's up, fam? Today, Jamil and I are doing a seafood boil.
Well, kind of. It's more of a sausage and shrimp boil.
I'd say it's like a novice seafood boil. It's not like as elaborate as it could be.
Okay.
But yeah, sure.
Yes.
There you go. So we're doing a seafood boil technically because it is shrimp.
True.
Shrimp, sausage, cucumbers, rice, celery, and eggs.
Yeah.
With, of course, the Be Love Spackalicious sauce, the spicy flavor.
Yeah.
And then, you guys, we have some exciting updates to give you today. So we're really excited.
Exactly. And stay tuned all the way to the end of this video because we are going to show you guys something that you've never seen before. But definitely stay tuned, which we'll get into in just a few.
Should we say what it is?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why not? Let's
Okay.
You want to tell them?
Yeah. I ended up getting a new car.
We ended up getting it, guys.
I'm going to tell you all about it. I promise you I was not desperate.
Yeah.
And it actually ended up working out. So we're going to give you a little tour of the car just to show you what it looks like.
For sure.
So we're really excited. Just ended up working out. So I want to tell you the story time around that because it was a little wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
A little crazy. It's a follow-up to the other video if you guys watched that. So
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and dig in and then we'll talk about it in a few.
Yes. If you have not seen the video where Jamil and I are eating those hibachi burritos, that's where we kind of talked about the part one of this car story. Just a little quick update.
Yeah.
Before I'm going to take a bite and give you a quick update. How is it?
I want you to try shrimp by itself. Well, we'll take it. Well, can you try it by itself
yes,
first?
I can.
Give you a bite?
Yeah.
Let me know what you think of it. You guys, I took the shrimp and I added a chili. It was a chili garlic sauce. And then I added, all these other things to it too. There's some cayenne, I believe cumin.
It's great.
And chili powder, all this other
stuff.
Delicious. Good, right on. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. All right.
So, just to catch you up,
Sorry guys, I had to stop the camera. Had a little coughing attack. That was spicy.
It is hot.
And then it went down the wrong pipe, so that didn't help.
Yeah, it feels actually hotter than last time.
Yeah, it does.
Ooh.
Okay, so what were you saying?
Yeah, I just want to catch the fam up. So for those of you who don't know, I was kind of in the market for a new car. Wasn't like, desperate or anything, but I was just looking to see what there was. There were some things about the car that we were currently happening that we didn't love, but we really liked the make of the car.
Yep.
But just a few things. So I just wanted to see, is it possible what a updated new car would look like, payments and whatnot. Anyways, went to the dealership. They couldn't match us where we wanted to be. So we ended up just walking away. And we asked you guys for some advice.
Yep.
Your thoughts on the situation, which was super helpful.
I want to say too, literally as soon as we walked out of the dealership, you guys, we recorded that video.
Yeah.
So you guys got literally a response right away from as soon as we left. And then what ended up happening the next morning, they gave us a call back.
Yeah.
And, but they were just asking us, like, do you have any questions or anything like that? And we were like, no questions. Because at the end of the day, we weren't playing games.
Yeah.
We were just like, you guys obviously can't match what we need, so.
We said, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We totally understand. And then hung up the phone. We said, thank you so much. And the lady's like, she was like the manager. She's like, okay, well, if you have any questions, call us. I was like, okay, thank you so much. Hang up. And then later on that afternoon, so basically the video hadn't even dropped by the time this all happened.
Yeah.
And then later on in the afternoon, the actual car salesman who we were working with called and said, when are you going to come in and sign the papers? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, we were apart from the numbers and, we just didn't make it work. He's like, I got you down to what you wanted. Come on in. I was like, what? And so he was able to make it happen, told me some details, and so we went in, and basically, they made it work. So I want to address some of the things that you guys mentioned.
So I do want to actually say, we did release the video the day that they called.
Oh, did we?
The day they called, the video was out.
Oh, okay.
So because I just remember reading the comments, and people were giving great suggestions about interest rates and certain things you could do. But I remember thinking wow, well, we have the car, so it's actually perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I just remember, you guys, I feel like we did not intentionally do this. We were trying to literally give the best price we could and see if they could match it. But walking away is really smart.
It is.
Like, it really helped because then they were able to work with us. You know, it was just interesting that, you know, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, we got to go somewhere else, get another car if you want to look. And then they give us a call and they actually, you know, matched us, you know?
You gotta not be desperate. So, yeah, I want to nod some things. So basically, a lot of you made a good point. They were like, hey, you know, your car that you have now was only, I think it was 3 years old. 2.5 years, 2.5 or 3 years. I don't even remember how old the car was, but exactly. But anyways, you were like, yeah, you don't want to be upside down on payments. Which is true. And that's why when we first went in, the payments were really high because they weren't giving us the value for the car. In terms of what the car was worth versus what we owned. You know, they weren't going to basically pay off the loan that it currently had.
Yeah. So.
And that's all, you know, obviously you've been upside down before. It happens, you know.
I've never been upside down. They tried to get me upside down on one place and I was like, forget that. Years ago, but
okay, that's what happened.
Yeah, but I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
If you have to be, you have to be. But
yeah,
it's not ideal, you know.
Well, I think at the end of the day, that's what it seems like is
Hot.
they will try to give you the least amount of value for that car, so they can make the most on their end. You know, so if you just say yes, because if you're desperate or something, then yeah, you might actually have a big upside down, you know, amount. But in your case, they were able to work with you and stuff like that and actually give you a better deal.
Yeah.
Which was really nice of them, of course.
Yeah,
you know?
the old car I had was worth $17,000, like on Kelley Blue Book, for a trade-in value. Private party sale was worth a little more. But anyways, their first offer for the car, I want to say it was like $13,000, which would have put me upside down.
See, I didn't know it was 17. Because, well, I guess at the time too, I didn't want to say anything. You know, did I tell you? Did we mention that? Like, we went in there. I wanted you to just talk and do your thing because, you know, I didn't want to like interfere with, you know, what you wanted. You know.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like the last time I went, I don't do well.
No, you do.
When talking with you, I don't know. My concern is that I'm gonna get irritated.
Yeah.
And start arguing with people. So I'm like, let me just let you do your thing.
Joel lets you take the lead, but we obviously
did
consult the whole way.
We did.
Yeah.
We really did. By the way, you did great on these eggs.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were saying about how good you thought you did. You did really good.
Thank you. Yeah, they peeled off so easily. So that was cool.
Yeah.
That was the first offer. So I knew they were lowballing me. By the way, I did check Kelley Blue Book. That's how I knew that. I guess I didn't tell you, which I should have.
That's fine.
So I apologize for that.
It's perfectly fine.
But you knew the first offer, when they offered $13,000.
I mean, I knew that was crazy.
It felt low.
Yeah. So.
Anyways.
So they call us up. They, they're like, hey, we worked on the price. We got it going. Come on in. So we went in and, I did want to mention this too, which is so crazy about dealerships. And shout out to them because they really were really nice and very friendly. And I've gone to a lot of dealerships, so they're not always nice and friendly. They were there. And, we're like, hey, how long is it going to take? Because we had some stuff that we had to do. And he's like, oh, just take like an hour.
No.
3 hours later, you guys.
We should have known that.
3 hours later. So,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you got to know that you're going to spend a lot of time in a dealership.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while, for sure.
So basically how they got to the value of what I was asking per month was because they upped the value of the trade-in. That's basically what happened. So that's good. So I wasn't upside down.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
They also lowered the interest, didn't they?
Yes, they also lowered the interest rate to like the lowest that I think people can get these days. I mean, maybe you can get a little lower. It's like 3.9%, which, I was telling you guys that back in the day they were offering a 0 APR.
Yeah.
You guys said those days are over. They are over. That is true.
Very true.
But man, I miss we need the low interest back,
Well,
that was so nice.
It would be nice, but times have changed, I mean, you just can't get things like that anymore.
Not these days.
Not these days, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, so 3.9 interest, and well under asking price for what I was asking for. So, And then the monthly payments are what I wanted. So it all worked out, you guys. Got a new car. And again, what was cool about it was the last car, well, one of the last cars on the lot. So actually they had to ship it in.
They did have to ship it in.
From like a sister store.
And pretty much, yeah, they were, I mean, who knows? I mean, I wonder, like, what were they going to do if no one bought it? What do they do with it?
Yeah, what do they do with the car?
Does it just go in a used car lot area? Is that what I mean, it's not used.
Maybe it's like they put it to the loaner cars. You know, the rental cars.
Sure.
What else do they do with them, though?
I'm not sure,
They
but
can't all be rentals.
they must lose money. That's for sure, because they clearly are willing to work with you if it's the last car, you know, of that year, it seems like.
So that helped. Yeah.
So that was really nice. Now, I was going to mention, a lot of people actually mentioned, or one person I think mentioned, a way to go is to like go to the bank, get the loan from them, and then go into the dealership and negotiate that price, right? Is that kind of what they mentioned?
And basically, yeah, take your check that you get from the bank on the car loan, bring it into the dealership. Don't tell them you have a check that would cover the car, but basically, yeah, start negotiating with what your check is. And I thought that was a good idea because I'd never been to a bank first and then gone into a dealership.
Yeah,
but that actually is a wonderful strategy. We learned a lot from you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Which was really helpful.
Yeah, you guys have really great suggestions.
I could totally see us doing that in the future.
Yeah, the one thing my cousin, and shout out to my cousin, Maya, shout out to you if you're watching.
Yeah.
She mentioned something where if I go get a car in the next year or something like that, I'm gonna do this. She said going through Costco is a good way to go. Essentially, they don't sell cars, but they will, if you tell them what type of car you want and things like that, they'll find the car and negotiate it for you. And I believe they're kind of like that middleman, and they'll actually get you a good price, and you don't have to worry about the hassle of like someone trying to sell you.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
We should ask her more details about that.
Yeah, no, for sure, because that's really, really cool that they can do that,
It
you
is,
know?
because some people are very intimidated going into the dealership.
Yeah.
I get it. We are too. Like, it's just...
I'm not.
Okay, maybe not... Well, that's why you...
I'm not intimidated.
Maybe intimidated.
I just don't like...
You don't want to get into a fight.
Yes. The reason why I can get into a fight dealing with people because I know they're not being honest. I know they're, you know what I mean? Like I don't like when people are like trying to pull my chain because they're trying to sell something. When I go and they're honest, I'm like, this is the amount of money I have. Can you do it? And they're just like, well, let me see. And they come back with some BS. And I'm like, no, I want that price. Can you do that? Oh, okay. Let me go to the back, talk to my managers. Let me see what I do. They go to the back, come back. What about this? I'm like, no, I told you. You know what I mean? So
they act like you never said it in the first place.
No.
I know. Because they have a certain strategy, too, you know?
They do. So, you know.
Okay, but some people are intimidated.
Oh, yeah. Are you intimidated?
I don't know if intimidated is the word, but, like, it's stressful. I don't think I'm intimidated, but it's stressful. Because you have to say no a lot. You have to, like, be strong in your, like, in what you want, you know? And it's stressful because, like, you have to make sure that they're not taking advantage of you. And there's so much paperwork. There's so many ways they can do it, right? So I think it's just a lot to have to handle. So, like, if people don't want to do that, and you don't want to put yourself through that, going through a middleman's a great idea.
It's very true. Now, let me ask you this.
It's just spicy.
It is really spicy.
And I'm full. Anyways.
Okay, can I ask you, as far as 1 out of 10, your car buying skills, your skills as far as like negotiating the price, and where would you say it's at?
I don't know. It's so hard. I haven't seen like the best of the best person, so I don't know like what my. Anyways,
Well,
but
you've seen me work. You've seen me work, right? You're the best of the best, right?
Here's the deal. This is how I feel about it. Clearly, also from the comment section, but also through friends and family, all of our years, everybody has different strategies of what works best. or what they think works best for them.
Of course.
So some person could go and be like, no, this is how you do it. This has always worked for me. This is the way. This person B next to them was like, what are you talking about? That's stupid. Don't you never do that.
Yeah,
you do
everyone
this.
says that.
So there are obviously multiple strategies.
Everyone does feel like they have the perfect way. Because even I believe that. I'm like, I got the perfect way.
Right. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to tell you, you never tell them your budget. You never tell them that,
Yes.
We've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
We've heard that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I think whatever works for you is good. So anyways, in terms of what I think works for us,
Yeah.
I would say I think it's a solid 7.
Okay.
Solid 7, maybe even 8. Because I don't feel like I'm, maybe I'd give it, and I would say 7 to 8. I would lower myself a little bit because although I have a budget in mind, like this time I did go up a little bit above the budget, but I did allow myself in my mind that I could go up a little bit. Like I said, the original number, I didn't give the bottom line
Sure.
when I first said it, even though I said it was.
Yeah.
So I just almost wish it's like you're kind of like, oh man, I shouldn't have gone up. That's my only thing.
Well.
And then maybe just a little stronger with how I say things.
Yeah.
But hey, if you walk away happy with what you want, like that's what matters. You know? Yeah.
So I'll blame myself with the money going up because I did mention it. That was the reason why I went up.
No, it was probably going to go up anyways.
Well, that was the thing.
Yeah.
It's not because it was going to necessarily go up. It's just that I felt that the number that you were throwing out there was a little unreasonable.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, you kind of got to give them something to work towards.
Sure.
But that's why a lot of people say don't go in there with saying an amount.
Yeah.
Because let them just talk it down and then you decide from there. Which I understand that. But I do believe that we got a really good price.
We did.
That majority of people, I believe, would not have gotten.
I agree.
So I would say like a 6 or 7. I'd say like a 6 or 7 skill wise.
I don't think it's a 6.
Okay, 7.
I think it's a solid. It's at least a 7.
Solid 7?
I think so.
Well, my system's a 10.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, comment down below. Let us know what you think that your skills are to negotiate a car when you go to a dealership.
Exactly.
I wonder.
Actually, tell us what you do. What do you do? Do you go there with the price?
Yeah, what do you do?
Or do you go there just waiting to see what they have to say?
What is your strategy? Yeah.
I mean, there are definitely going to be a lot of them. So.
So this is what my strategy is.
Okay.
I know the monthly payments in terms of the total payments.
Yeah.
Whether it's 48 payments, 60 payments, right? All those payments, 3, 4, 5 years. I go in with the amount of years I know I want to pay. I go in with the budget.
Yeah.
And that's like basically it. Now I probably should care, and I do care about the APR, but I also feel like my credit's good enough to where I don't think they're gonna go crazy on the APR. I think if I had just like decent credit or poor credit or something, then I think you probably should worry about the APR a little more, making sure they're not like going crazy on you. But I do think if you have like good enough credit, they're probably gonna give you a better deal.
Better deal.
So I'm not too worried about that, but I do think that is something you need to look at 100%.
Let me ask you this.
So those 3 things: APR, years you finance for, and then of course your monthly
Gotcha.
budget. I don't know.
So let me ask you this, because this is what I've always been confused about. Let me give you a scenario. So let's say there's a car that you want. You want that car for sure, and you want the payments to be $200. Let's say you want it to just be $200, and you go in there, and they say, we can give it to you for $200. We're going to give you a 7-year payment.
Okay.
7 years to pay it off, but your APR is going to be 12%.
Yeah.
Does it matter if it's the car you want and it's the payment you want, and it's 7 years? Do you care that, like, the APR changes the amount of time you're paying it for, right?
The APR changes the overall value of that car, how much the car costs overall.
Yes.
And yes, if your budget's $200 a month, and obviously if you're paying 7 years versus 5 years, and let's assume you're keeping the car the whole time, then yes, you're paying way more of the 7 year if you do a 7 year loan than a 5, right?
Yes, but correct me if I'm wrong. Let's say you ask for $200 a month. You get that.
Correct.
It's 7 years.
Correct.
But you decide to pay $600 a month.
Oh, yeah. You
then
paid off early.
You pay it off early.
Yes, paid
So-
off within maybe the 5 years that you
5 years.
originally planned.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally fine to
Then
do
it
that.
doesn't matter really.
You have to be disciplined with that. Yeah.
Got you.
Some people do that. Some people will stretch out the loan, make the payments lower, but pay more. And that way it's like they pay it off quicker so that APR doesn't accrue
as
over
much.
time.
Okay, got it. Because I'm always wondering
That's
about
for sure
that.
a strategy.
Because for me, I'm like focused on the amount. I'm
Right.
like, how much do I pay? Let's get the lowest so I can pay that, and then maybe even some on top of that, so it'll go faster. And I'm getting a good low payment in case something happens. Versus doing like the max payment and doing only like 3 years or 4 years.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that
Yeah.
too. Like for me, it's nice to have a buffer.
Yeah.
Like I'm totally would be willing to pay more per month. But it's nice to know you don't have to in case you have a really bad month or you're squeezed on money for sure.
Exactly.
But these payments per month that people are paying
Yep.
are wild out there these days. So
Yeah.
the fact that we got it, under $400 a month, which is what I had originally said in the first video,
Yeah.
which is well below $400 a month, I think is very good, very happy. Basically, we didn't budget in what we said. Like when we left the dealership, we told them that number. And they were like, no, there's no way we can get there. We were like, many, many dollars apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we didn't have to budget up.
Yeah.
They called me back and were like, oh yeah, we got what you wanted.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
okay.
And
That's
that was
great.
the thing too. Like it felt good because and that I like going in there with like this honest mindset because we're not playing any games. We're like, this is what we want. If you can't do it, that's no problem. We understand that. But it's nice to know that they can work with you. So.
It is, yeah.
All right, should we show up the tour?
Yes, you want to see the car?
You guys want to see the car?
And again, this is not a brag at all.
Yeah,
I like seeing cars. I think they're fun. I like seeing new cars, people's new cars, whether it's pre-owned or new. I think it's fun. It's nice to get a car,
Exactly. Yeah.
So we wanted to show it.
So we'll
if
show
you
it.
want.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys want to check it out, just check it out, see what you think.
If not,
and,
you can turn off the video.
No, don't turn off the video. Let it run.
They can turn it off and they don't want to see the car. Okay, but we appreciate all of your advice, you guys.
sure.
Again, I want to hear more about the strategies. Again, I love that idea of getting the bank loan first, walking in, you have that check.
Yep.
Just don't tell them you have the check, but you have the check, in your mind what you're going to pay for it. I think that's cool. Just other strategies you guys were saying were just really good. So we appreciate you. Yeah.
We absolutely do, you guys. Thank you for all the advice. And there were a lot of other good suggestions too,
Yeah. Okay, we love you guys. We're going to show you the car.
All right, we'll show you right now.
And then we'll also see you next time for another video.
Cool. See you next time.
Bye, guys. Mwah. Peace out, Charles.